Tony Budding here. Welcome to week 4 of the 2011 Reebok CrossFit Games Open. Our next workout is an AMRAP of sorts. It is a 10-minute time cap. Start off with 60 bar-facing burpees. Explain what that means in a second. Then 30 overhead squats, 10 muscle-ups. Cycle that if you can. There will be a number of people who cannot finish an entire cycle. Every rep counts. Once you got your first burpee, you've done the workout as prescribed. And do as many reps as you can. Do as many rounds as you can if possible. Let's go through those weights real quick. For men, 120 pounds. Women, 90 pounds. And again, these two include the younger two categories of the Masters. Masters men, which is the older two categories of the Masters, 110 pounds, and the Masters women, 75 pounds, okay? Now, the weights are in pounds. You want to approximate using kg, fine, 55 kg for the men, 40 kg for the women, 50 kg for the Masters men, and 35 kg for the Masters women. First movement is the bar-facing burpee. And Dave's going to just demonstrate two real quick, and then we're going to talk about what's required. Okay, real fast. These are standard size bumper plates, and when you measure the height of the top of the bar, it is 9.5 inches. Okay, so if you don't have standard size bumper plates and you want to set up a bar height to match 9.5 inches off the ground, the top of the bar. The standards on this, facing the barbell, okay? He's going to drop down and touch the ground. Go ahead, drop down. Thighs and chest touching. That's the standard, okay? Now he's going to come up, and how he gets up at this point doesn't matter. He's now on 2 feet. He has to jump off 2 feet and land on 2 feet. Go ahead. Okay. Now notice he started to twist in the air. That's fine. You can jump forward, you can jump sideways, you can jump backwards, you can jump and twist 180 degrees in the air. Doesn't matter. You have to jump off 2 feet and you have to land on 2 feet at the same time, okay? None of this. From here, if you haven't turned in the air, he needs to turn and face the barbell. And he can do that as he's going down, doesn't matter, right? But when he gets down to the ground, he has to be completely on this side of the bar. Look, there is a chance when you're moving fast that you're going to come close to this barbell. Do what you can to not smack your face on the barbell. That's not going to be good for anybody, all right? But your whole body has to be on this side of the bar, okay? He's going to come up, however, and again, jump 2 feet, land on 2 feet, okay? Real simple. You don't have to come directly out of the burpee and jump. You can step, you can walk up to the barbell. The only thing is when you jump over the barbell, that jump has to be from 2 feet and landing on 2 feet. Whatever movements you need to do on this side to get ready for that is fine. The other thing is when you're doing the burpee, your body is perpendicular to the bar. Your head's toward the bar and your feet are away from the bar. If you are parallel to the bar, or if your feet are toward the bar and your head's away, that's no rep. Couple flaws. One's going to be the bunny hop. So go ahead and just do one, and then as you come up, do a skip over. So he jumped off 1 foot, and then he did land on 2 feet, but it was a skip over. No rep. Let's say he does that. Really key point. Okay, so he does that, and I say no rep, because he did a bunny hop, or he did a J hop, or whatever you want to call it. He now has to jump back over the barbell legit. Okay, so now legit jump. Good, that's a full rep, and now he starts again on his next rep. So even though he's going to do 2 reps essentially on the same side, he had to do that second jump to make it count. That's fine. So again, if you're judging somebody, be super fast in that no reps so that they don't do any extra work. The key thing is getting over the barbell. In other kinds of burpees, we're talking about getting vertical in the air. We're talking about clapping over the head. None of those standards are applicable here. You're facing the barbell, you have to get over the bar, turn around, face the other direction. That's the work of this burpee. Standard overhead squat. Arms have to be locked out, no bending of the arms. We have to go all the way up, all the way down. Dave's going to demonstrate. Any grip you want on the barbell, okay? And down. Hip has to go below parallel, go even lower. Good, stand up. All the way open. One more time, all the way down, go low, and up. Good, and rest. Couple of the flaws that we're going to see, not going below parallel, not coming all the way up. That's about it. Now, with the overhead squat, there is a tendency to short both ends, okay? The judges have to be really careful, and on the video, you're not going to get credit for those reps. We are going to be really strict about this standard, okay? If you're on your toes in an overhead squat, chances are you're not going to get down far enough for it to count. All right, so be really careful. Judges may have to get low to see hip has to pass below the knee. And then again, with that bar over here, a lot of people want to stop here. That's not it. Got to come all the way up. All right, we're going to demonstrate some short movement. Okay, so Dave's going to come down, not all the way. Little more, okay, and then up. And then don't open all the way up. So just kind of push your hips back just a little. Good. Come up, hips back. Good. And down. And come up a little bit more. A little bit more. Good. That's more of a normal false and dump. Very simple. All the way down, all the way up. You must bring those hips forward. All right, the muscle up. The standard is, it's a standard muscle up. We are going to say you have to turn out at the bottom. You do not have to do one continuous motion out of that turnout. So as long as you get that turnout, you can then choke up if you need to and go, but it is a full bottom and then whatever you need to get up and then a full lockout at the top. Dave's going to demonstrate. So he's choking up, he's got to come do the full turnout, and it was quick, but that's fine, and down, okay? And again, he's got to do the full turnout here at the bottom. Again, quick, doesn't matter, and down. Come on, all the way down. Okay, obviously, some of the flaws, not turning out at the bottom, okay? Not turning out, and that turnout is not, that elbow has to be locked at that turnout. Not coming all the way to the top, full extension, right? That's another flaw. The other thing is we're asking for a muscle up here, okay? We're not asking for some of these gymnastics kips or these gymnastics swings with these big swings at the bottom. This is not any way you can range of motion as long as you go all the way down to all the way up over the rings. We are asking for a muscle up, okay? Which is you pull up, press over and down. You may kip hard, but it is still a muscle up, okay? So let's show it again. Again, let's get a good turnout here, good. And he swings and up, beautiful. Obviously he's got to lock out at the top, okay? The partial lockout would be not quite there, all right? And down, okay? There's no rule about how you come down. You can jump from the top, swing yourself down, doesn't matter. So Dave's here going to do a muscle up. That was good, right? First one up. Now he's going to come down and now go right back in. Okay, no rep because he did not come all the way down, did not turn out at the bottom. All right, come on down. If you have trouble with the turnout with a false grip, there is a way that you can work around that, okay? So Dave's going to jump up with a regular grip, do the turnout, arms straight, good. Now he's going to choke up, and now he's just going to go into his muscle up. Good. No problem, okay? Because he turned out with locked arms and then did the muscle up. That's no problem. One thing that is not permitted, when you do the lockout, you have to be hanging. You cannot be touching the ground. So here we have, the rings are pretty high. So Dave's going to stand up. He's going to grab, lock out, and then he's going to go do your muscle up from here. Right? So that does not count because he's getting an assist here. While you're doing, if your rings are not this high and you can touch the ground, you have to make sure that your feet, you are suspended. And it's got to be obvious to the judge, or it's got to be obvious to the video viewers that you are hanging while you're in your lockout and you are not touching the ground or touching your box or any kind of support between the time that you lock out and get your muscle up. All right, so for filming this workout, the reality is this is not a multi-round, many-round workout where you're cycling through quite a bit. So for filming it, we're going to allow you a little bit more flexibility. So for the burpees and overhead squats, we're setting the camera up directly in line with the overhead squat so we can see you from the side and get the burpees on the side, be able to see plenty well from this angle here, okay? Now, you might have your rings set up the way we do, which is over here, in which case you'd have to turn this camera, have somebody come over, turn this camera and get the muscle ups, or you might have your rings set up somewhere over here. And again, because we're not going to have this, the setup, you know, the likelihood of getting more than 2 rounds is pretty slim. Having somebody move the camera once or twice is fine for this. For this, you'd still have to have another person in the frame. They have to have a stopwatch, unless, in this case, you can see the clock. The other thing is, let's say that you were really strapped and you really did. You had a camera and a tripod, you had one buddy and you were doing the workout and you had no one else to man the camera. If that second person needed to run out of the frame to move the camera into position, and again, when you're doing the rings, the muscle ups, we do need you to be able to see the top of that movement well, okay? So you are going to have that adjusted up, all right? So if that person has to run out of the frame to move the camera, no problem.